What is up, church? How are you this morning? January the 1st, 2023. We're so thankful that you spent time watching us here at Triumph. My name is Nate. I'm one of the pastors here, and you may see videos from time to time of me. Mostly, you'll probably see Pastor Jason, our lead pastor, and we are so thankful that you're with us. We're excited about the great days ahead for our church. We are in the process of moving, new facility, renovation. That's why we are strictly online right now at this point. And also it gives you a chance to just kind of rest and refresh for the new year. If you had a chance to watch our last message, which would have popped up around the 28th. Now, I know when you watch online, sometimes things come up, and the good thing is that you may be able to fit it in the next day. So maybe when you watch this, it's not January the 1st. Maybe it's January the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Who knows? Maybe it's even down the road. You just found our videos at some point. We're so thankful for that. Isn't online awesome? The fact that we can just it can be a help to us, but at the same time, it's a help just not with the content, but also with our ability to use it whenever is helpful in the moment. We can instead of having to adjust our schedules, we can make adjustments when and where we watch. And so if you were able to watch the last message, I'm going to use the same verses. I'm going to use the same thought pattern. I'm going to add a little bit more to it for the Sunday morning. So Jesus said in John chapter number 14, verse number 6, he said these words. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He said, no one cometh unto the Father but by me. He said, I'm the way, I'm the truth, and I'm the life. In Matthew chapter number 4, verse number 19, we see in other parts of Scripture, when Jesus would approach people, he would also say these words, follow me. Now, he didn't oftentimes tell people where they were going, which was probably a good thing, because if they knew the road that Jesus was about to travel, they probably would have been more reluctant, right, to follow him. But they saw who he was, and they said, we're going to follow him. The early church was referred to as people of the way, kind of like a journey, a road, so to speak, that would travel on, of people of the way. It would be wherever we're at in life, wherever we are people of Jesus. Kind of the early church would be nomadic at times. They were kicked out of some of what would be the modern-day church buildings, so to speak. We don't have the same structure that they did. So they would meet in different places. They would meet in homes. When they would go in the synagogues, they would get to speak a couple times, and then they were kind of asked nicely to leave. And if that didn't work out, they were escorted out, right? That's just some of the things that would happen there. And so early church, early Christianity, though, it's crazy. It doesn't matter how old we are. Life still has a way of making us curious about what lies ahead. We wonder what's going to come tomorrow, this year. We make plans. In fact, some of us try to control the plan, so we have a list of how we're going to accomplish our goals, but we know this, and this is not to take your New Year's resolutions and downplay it. I hope each one of them that you make, you succeed. And maybe you're like, well, I'm already 1 for 1 because I said I was going to do some church stuff, and right off the bat, I'm watching you, Nate, and that's awesome. We want you to have more church in your life. We want you to have more Jesus in your life. We want it to be helpful to you. But ultimately, I heard something the other day. They said 92%. I don't know how they get these numbers, but I'm sure it's close to right, because I don't know if there's ever been a New Year's resolution that I can fully say, like, I did and I'm still doing, right? That's kind of not something to brag about, but it said 92% of New Year's resolutions fail. Only 8% make it. And that kind of seems what it could be, reality, what I would think would be. But I want you to succeed. I want you to be that 8%. I want you to be that remnant. But when we're people of the way, and we're just living our life and following Jesus and understanding that wherever we're at this year as a church, we're going to trust him, whether life comes our way or whether sadly we lose someone that we love, whether we go to the doctor and get great news or whether we get some tough news, whether no matter what comes our way, whether we grow as a church body or whether we have some hardships, we're going to be people of the way and we're going to trust Jesus no matter what. But in Christianity, there's been kind of this mentality that can kind of creep in, and maybe like football coach mentality, where if you work hard and you go to training camp, then you're going to win the Super Bowl, right? And so sometimes I just want to share with you 3 things that Christianity I don't think is, and then 1 that it is. And so 3 not 1, but they're all with R, because I'm a preacher, and so you got to they call it, I think it's alliteration. I don't know. The school I went to, I don't even know if I said that right. But it's not resolve, determination, right? So sometimes as Christian, we think to ourselves, well, I'm just going to resolve and I'm going to be determined. Church, it's nice to have a want to in life. It's nice to have a desire to better ourselves. It's nice to put our hand down and say, we're going to make this happen. And sometimes in life, I'll say that there's got to be parts of it where we do have to do that, right? Just even to get up and go to work each day, we've got to have resolve, right? These are things that, but when it comes to Christianity, it's not, we don't have to constantly have that. Another thing is we fall victim to, and maybe you've seen Christians do this, ultimate resistance, right? We refuse to comply or to be affected by the world. We're always going to be against the grain. We're always going to be people that are kind of, we think that we're putting off of a great testimony, but in reality, we just kind of look at ourselves as a downtrodden, angry type of people. We're resistant to everything around us. We're resistant to change. We're resistant to anything that comes in our life. Now think about this. Usually we're reluctant to do something. No, there are. Wow, aren't I just like batting 1,000 today? New year, new me, right? But usually we're reluctant. But think about, you're watching this online. Some of you are probably watching this on your phone. Aren't you thankful for things that come in our way that are just blessings and helpful to get the gospel message out? Another thing that Christians think that we're supposed to do is be reactionary. We just react to everything. We constantly counterpunch. You know, we wake up each day wondering what and who we're supposed to get mad at. And we think to ourselves, we pull verses in the scripture out of context, I think, and we're constantly thinking to ourselves of, you know, how are we going to react to what this politician said and where are we going to go? And we're just constantly angry. I can tell you this, if you're watching this, we're so thankful for it, but if you're looking for a church that's perfect, I can guarantee you this place is not it. You find fault in messages. You could go through and find things, and even this short message here, where you can find ways to prove that we're not perfect. We're imperfect people. But one thing that I strive to be as one of the pastors here is I do not want to be a reactionary, angry church. I want this to be a place that when you come, you kind of just feel more refreshed, relaxed. Man, the R's, we are just killing it today, right? If we can get up to 23, it'd be amazing. But really what Christianity is, it's not those other things. And if you've seen Christians do that and you've seen Christians abuse that, when I say I'm sorry, I can't apologize for the entire group of it. I can't, I'm just saying for that moment where maybe you felt something that was presented to you as who Jesus was, but deep down you knew that didn't seem right. I don't know if Jesus would be that angry or that upset. In Scripture, you do find Jesus showing some emotion and some anger, but here's the thing. It was always at religious people like me, maybe religious people like some of you watching it. It wasn't to people out in the world who haven't devoted their lives to follow him like we have. Really, last R here, it's this. It's a response. Christianity is a response. It's an answer to the call of Jesus. Very simply put, we've been given some commandments as followers of Jesus. Love your neighbor, love God. Man, simple. Jesus said, follow me. Follow you where? I'm the way. Simple, right? So as you go into the new year, as you're stressed out from 2022 and you're stressed out what's going to happen in the new year, just say this each day. I'm going to follow you, Jesus, on the way. Whatever happens, wherever I go, I'm going to follow. Thank you so much, for church, for this opportunity to watch. Next week, you'll see Pastor Jason. He'll be back, and so that'll be good for you. But I'm thankful for this opportunity. Once again, my name is Nate. If there's anything that I can do to help you out, please let me know. Message us. Give us a phone call. We love you. We thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully your football team, as we mentioned that earlier, they win in the bowl games today. And wish you all well. I'm a big Michigan fan, so I'm sure when you're watching this, we've already beat TCU. I'm in the Fort Worth area. I apologize. I just had to say that. So I love you. Have a good one. Take care.